Hello students. In the previous class we have discussed about the percentage composition, and with that we have calculated the empirical formula along with the molecular formula. Okay, and in the today's class the next topic, it is the stoichiometry and stoichiometric calculations. Okay, and you got a doubt, right? And starts now starting the stoichiometry, right? And what is the previous all the things? Of course, that is also those are the important things, but the real stoichiometry, it will start from here. The real stoichiometry of a chemistry will start from here. Okay, so already I said what is the stoichiometry. The stoichiometry is nothing but stoichion and metron. Stoichion is nothing but an element, and the metron is the measure. Okay, so what we can measure is that here we will measure the masses of the elements, okay. So that means the stoichiometry majorly deals with the calculation of the masses, okay, and sometimes volumes, okay, and of the reactants and the products, okay. Generally you know that in a chemical reaction what will be there? Reactants as well as the products. Okay, so what you can measure in the by using the stoichiometry is that you can calculate the masses of the reactants as well as the products in a chemical reaction, especially in a balanced chemical reaction. It is very important. That means before going to measure, the chemical reaction should be a balanced chemical reaction. So then what is this balanced chemical reaction? Is that what is the balanced reaction? So before going to the balancing reaction, you know that according to the law of conservation of mass, okay, what it can say is that generally the mass can neither be created nor destroyed. Okay, so mass anedi create avadu and it cannot be destroyed, right? But it can change from one phase to the another phase, okay. So that means in a chemical reaction it will change from reactant to the products, avuna kada. So reactants emaithe mana chemical reaction lopada chemical reaction convert into the products. Okay, so that means the mass will convert from one phase to the other phase. Okay, ante convert maatrame avutundi. That means it can only change, it may not create or it may not be destroy, right? Okay, so that means with that what we can say, the total mass of the elements or atoms that are present in the reactants. Okay, so manam ela rastam oka reaction raste ela rastam. Generally we will write the reactants will convert into the product, okay. So that means according to the law of conservation of mass, the mass of all the reactants will convert into the mass of the products, okay. So that means in a chemical reaction, the total mass of the elements or atoms present in the reactants. Okay, so the reactant mass edaithe undo, that must be equal to the total mass of the elements or atoms present in the products. Okay, so ikkadunna mass ki equal ga undali. That is the mass of reactants, that must be equal to the mass of product. Okay, right? That is the according to the law of conservation of mass. Okay, మరి అలా ఉంటుందా? ఉంటుంది, obvious గా ఉంటుంది అన్నమాట. Okay, or else in other words you can say that number of atoms of each element remain in the same on the both sides of the reaction. Okay, so that means ఈ రియాక్షన్ లోపట లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్ రియాక్టెంట్ సైడ్, ప్రోడక్ట్ సైడ్ నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ ఆటమ్స్ ఏవైతే ఉంటాయో అవి ఈక్వల్ గా undali అన్నమాట. Okay, so that you can understand by seeing this reaction, okay. So the example 1, 4 iron atoms reacting with the 3 oxygen molecules, and it is giving the 2 Fe2O3 molecules. Okay, so ikkada chudandi how many irons are there? 4 irons. Left side, right side ఎన్ని ఉన్నాయి? 2 into 2, 4 irons. Okay, so that means 4 balanced, right? Number of atoms of each element remain the same. Okay, so next how many oxygens are there? 3 into 2, 6 oxygen, and ikkada ఎన్ని ఉన్నాయి? 2 into 3, 6 oxygen. So that overall it is balanced chemical reaction. Okay, and next I'm going to write one more reaction. 2 moles of two magnesium atoms react with the one oxygen and give the 2 MgO. Is it balanced one? సో ఇక్కడ 2 మెగ్నీషియమ్స్ ఉన్నాయి, ఇక్కడ కూడా 2 మెగ్నీషియమ్స్ ఉన్నాయి, ఇక్కడ 2 ఆక్సిజన్స్ ఉన్నాయి, సో దట్ 2 ఇంటూ ఆక్సిజన్. సో ఇక్కడ కూడా 2 మెగ్నీషియమ్స్ ఉన్నాయి, 2 ఆక్సిజన్స్ ఉన్నాయి, సో దట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎ బ్యాలెన్స్డ్ కెమికల్ రియాక్షన్. ఓకే, రైట్. So in this balanced chemical reaction, the stoichiometry deals with what? The calculation of the masses or sometimes values of reactants as well as the products. Okay, right. You see the one more example, you can understand very easily what is the balanced reactions. Okay, and sorry, the next example, it is not a balanced reaction. You see here 4 phosphorus are there, here is also 4 phosphorus is there, but here only 2 oxygens are there here, but 10 oxygens are there, so that you have to convert that into the balanced reaction. Okay, so what is the balanced reaction? You have to multiply with the 5, you have to multiply with the 5. Okay, because phosphorus are same, P4, but oxygens here is 10 is there, here is the 2 is there, so you have to multiply with the 5. Okay, and for these reactions generally how can we calculate, how can we balance? Okay, especially for the combustion reactions, the important is that the balancing of chemical reaction. How can we balance a chemical reaction is that. Okay, so generally this is for the simple reactions, and for the redox reaction, there is a separate method to balance the redox reaction. Okay, you remember this, that we can discuss later. Okay, but right now we can see the balancing of a simple chemical reaction, especially the combustion reaction. I am here writing combustion అంటే ఏంటి? మండించడం, right? Okay, you know that we can burn the petrol, or we can burn the gas, and we can burn the diesel, right? Combustion, that is nothing but the combustion. Okay, మండించడం. So in the step 1 what we have to do? Combustion. So there is a reaction, you see here, this is the reaction. So write the correct formulas of the reactants and the products. So first em cheyali, we have to write the proper equation with the proper formulas. Okay, so reactant enti? C3H8, this is the propane, and reacting with the oxygen, it is burning, right? Burn cheyalante em cheyali? We need oxygen, right? And when you burn that hydrocarbon, what you can get? You can get the carbon dioxide and the water. ఏమొస్తాయి? కార్బన్ డైఆక్సైడ్ వస్తుంది, వాటర్ వస్తుంది, అవునా కదా? పెట్రోల్ అనుకోండి, పెట్రోల్ ఏంటి? హైడ్రోకార్బన్. యు ఆర్ బర్నింగ్ ఇన్ ద so when you burn the petrol in the engine in presence of oxygen, what you can get? You can get the carbon dioxide and water, right? Okay, because the petrol ante enti? Petrol is again a hydrocarbon. Okay, so when you burn the hydrocarbon in presence of the oxygen, you can get the carbon dioxide as well as the water, carbon dioxide and water. Okay, but is it a balanced chemical reaction? You see here, is it balanced chemical reaction? No, right? Here 3 carbons are there, but left side of the reaction, and you see the right side, product side, how many carbons are there? Only 1 carbon is there. Okay, so left side how many oxygens are there? 2 oxygens are there. And coming to the right side, here 2 oxygens are there, here 1 oxygen is there, so overall 3 oxygens are there, so that it is not a balanced chemical reaction. Okay, so now what you have to do? You have to balance this chemical reaction. Okay, so how can we balance is that there are few steps in that. What is the first step? The first step is that you have to balance the number of carbon atoms. Okay, so first you see that count, how many carbons are there in the left side and how many carbons are there in the right side. Okay, so here you see left side how many carbons? 3 carbons. Right side how many carbons? Only 1 carbon. So మరి ఏం చేయాలి మనం? You have to multiply the carbons with the 3 in the right side. Right side and the product side. Okay, so here you see, here I am multiplying with the 3 into carbon dioxide, Okay, so now you see that left side 3 carbons, right side 3 carbons, right? Okay, it is now they are equal, that is a balance, the carbons. Next what we have to do? Carbons balance అయిపోయినాయి. నెక్స్ట్ ఏంటి? హైడ్రోజన్స్ ఉన్నాయి, ఆక్సిజన్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఓకే, so what we have to balance is that first you have to balance the hydrogen atom, that is a step 3, right? Okay, so left side how many hydrogens? 8 hydrogens ఉన్నాయి. Right side how many hydrogens? Only 2 hydrogens. Okay, so 8 minus 2, 6, so that you have to add 6 hydrogens here, 6 hydrogens. Okay, so దీనికి మీరు 6 hydrogens యాడ్ చేస్తే ఏమవుతుంది, ఆటోమేటిక్గా 8 hydrogens అవుతుంది. ఓకే, సో 8 hydrogen చేయాలంటే ఏం చేయాలి, యూ హ్యావ్ టు మల్టిప్లై విత్ దట్ 4, ఎందుకంటే ఇక్కడ ఆల్రెడీ H2 అంటే మీరు 4తో కనుక మల్టిప్లై చేశారనుకోండి, ఆటోమేటిక్గా యూ కెన్ గెట్ 4 into 2, 8 hydrogens. Okay, so that you see here, you have to write here 4, here you have to write the 4. Okay, ఎందుకంటే మీరు 4తో మల్టిప్లై చేశారనుకోండి, 4 into 2, it is nothing but 8 hydrogens. Okay, so you see that left side 8 hydrogens and right side also 8 hydrogens. Okay, next what is the remaining? Carbon is over, hydrogen is over. What is the remaining? Next is the oxygen. Okay, so now balance the number of oxygen atoms. Okay, so how many oxygens are there in the left side? 2 oxygens are there. Right side you see here O2, but how many? 3 O2s. So that means 3 into O2, 6, here is a 6, and here 4 into oxygen, so that here it is a 4. So that means here 6 plus 4, 10. So right side ఏమో 10 oxygens ఉన్నాయి, left side ఏమో only 2 oxygens ఉన్నాయి. Okay, so మనం అప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలి, you have to convert this into the 10. Okay, so oxygen O2 ను మనం 10 చేయాలంటే ఏం చేయాలి, you have to multiply with the 5. So that means 5 into 2, it gives the 10. Okay, so that here I am multiplying with the 5. Okay, so overall left side how many oxygens are there? 5 into 2, 10 oxygens, and right side 3 into 2, 6, and 4 into 1, 4. So 6 plus 4, 10. So that the left side 10 oxygens is equal to the right side 10 oxygens. Okay, so overall you see this. Now is it a balanced reaction? You see here carbons, how many? 3 carbons left side, 3 carbons right side, balanced. Hydrogens, left side 8 hydrogens, right side 4 into 2, 8 hydrogens, balanced. Oxygen, left side 10 oxygens, right side 3 into 2, 6, plus 4 into 1, 4, overall 10 oxygens. Okay, so now it is a balanced chemical reaction. Okay, so like that we have to balance a chemical reaction. Okay, you see that this is the balanced reaction, right? Okay, and in the step 5 what you have to do, you have to verify the number of atoms, of each element in the balanced chemical equation. Okay, so already we have balanced that, so that no problem, it is a balanced chemical reaction. Okay, so this is the way to balance the simple combustion reaction. Okay, but it is not applicable to the redox reaction. Okay, what is the redox reaction, we can see later. Okay, redox reaction ante enti, mari adi ela balance chestaru manam. Okay, that we can see in the next part of this chapter. Okay, so now after that the next part is that the stoichiometric calculations, and this I will discuss in the next lecture. Okay.